Hey, it's Trixie. Welcome to the underground. Okay, let me tell you about my busy night last night. I went to see Stevie Nicks. Well, can you see? Can you tell? I went crazy at the merchandise counter. Big long lines everywhere I went, but I didn't care. My friends wanted drinks and to go to the bathroom, but I wanted Stevie Nicks merch. I haven't seen her since the 90s. I don't remember when I saw her last, maybe 2000s. I don't remember. I think it was with Fleetwood Mac. I just wasn't sure how she was going to be, because she's 77. My friend got me tickets for my birthday. So we were up in the nosebleed section because we didn't buy fast enough. So I got this shirt. I got another shirt with the hawkers outside, $20. This was like 50. And then I got a hoodie, a zip up, and it was like 80. I went kind of crazy. And the line was so bad for the ladies' room. But I just wanted to go once before the concert, and then I wasn't going to move because it was like way up, and I'm afraid of heights, and I get vertigo, and I want to jump. So we couldn't wait in the long line at the ladies' room. So we did a Taylor Swift thing at the concert. You remember Taylor Swift concert? There were really no men there except for gay men. So everybody used the men's room. But this show, there were a lot of men there. A lot of men loved Stevie Nicks. So we went in the men's room. You should have seen all the looks. They weren't really fond of it. So I'm waiting in line. Men to the right where the urinals are, and then women to the left. It was so mixed. This guy goes, "Hey, I know you." Can you believe this? I'm in the men's room and somebody knows me in Hartford. And he's like, "Come work for me." He was like an owner of a home improvement business. I remember him when I worked for a kitchen company years. He remembered me from years ago, because he had two younger people that really didn't know what they were doing as marketers, and he had them go to my side to pitch to try to throw me off, and I went, "Oh, that's all you got to do is piss me off," and so I really killed him. And then he ended up buying me a coffee because he realized, you can't beat me. You just can't beat me. So let me talk about the show. I couldn't believe I was so into it because I figured I'm out of this phase. I'm into, dance music, house music. And she's old. I figured, can she move? She was twirling around with the shawls and everything, and very talkative. Like for 5 minutes, telling everybody about the broken shoulder, and it was really shitty recovery, and explaining how every song came to be. She did a couple songs I couldn't believe, like Belladonna. I've never heard her do that. Wild Heart, never heard her do that, which I loved. Goldust Woman went on for 10 and a half minutes. It was like her drug days when she was in a trance, I'm telling you. But it was like, I had chills through a few songs. Landslide was the last song. Everybody sang it. It was so nice. And she's like, be good to yourself. She's all about love and stuff. So she did that one song that was new, The Lighthouse, that was about, don't elect Trump. Too late. So I like that song. I thought it was good for her to come out with something, and she's been around since the 70s. I mean, that's like over 50 years. So, like 55 years, right? I don't know. I can't add this quick. But I really was happy, and I could not get to sleep. I was so rejuvenated, and I needed it because work has been crazy. And it's nice to know in this kind of environment where nobody can get a job that I'm getting asked in the men's room. If I ever accept that job, I was like, no, thanks, not right now. He goes, call me. I'm not leaving. I don't really like to abandon where I'm working, especially because my boss, and I'll talk about this next week, got me luxury box seats for Rumors of Fleetwood Mac, which I've seen them before. They're as close to Fleetwood Mac as you can get. So it's like separate entrance, separate bathrooms, our own waitress, and beverage, a bartender. I was like, really? And we're going to eat before, but you know what? I might want to just use that perk because I'm never going to get that again. I don't know how much you spend on those tickets. All right, breaking news, everybody. Time Magazine, this is from TMZ. Time Magazine has changed the cover of, Trump. Remember Trump with the awful chin and the two strands of hair that he was complaining about? They changed their cover photo to a much more better picture of him where he's at the desk and he looks like a dictator, the kind he likes. He probably threatened to throw him in jail if they didn't change it. Bill Maher, I saw a couple nights ago, he was cracking me up. He said that you know, Trump should have his own show, Queer Eye, for the authoritarian guy, which for the White House renovations, which he's destroying the East Wing. And, everybody's saying, all the Trump, I talked to everybody. All the Trumpers are saying, yes, Obama got a basketball court and other presidents have done it, but he's out of his mind. It's kind of like a metaphor for what he's doing to the country, just wrecking it. Wrecking it! So yeah, I should start a weekly segment on what Trump is enraged about this week. An ad ran during the World Series, and it keeps on running, even though he did put more tariffs on Canada, 10% more, because, Toronto and the Dodgers are playing, so it's kind of like the United States against Canada. And President Reagan, because, he talked about how bad tariffs were and that it would ruin the economy. And he's like, we're cutting off all negotiations for trade with Canada. Like, I can't believe we're at war with Canada and he loves Russia. It's like we're so the axis of evil. A new study by Flinders, I don't know if I pronounced that right, University found bright lights exposure at night can raise the risk of a heart attack and stroke. Don't run into the light! Yeah, okay. So no wonder my sister wears those. I don't know. I have a friend that does that. She wears these blinders like they did in the 50s. And my sister has like this Michael Myers mask. I can't do it. I can't first of all, I'm claustrophobic and I need lights and volume when I go to sleep and several fans running at the same time. So, I don't know. But, if I get a heart attack, it's probably from drinking coffee or being crazy or having stress, work stress. I have no other stress. It's just work stress. I don't do it. Although being with those crazy blondes last night, I had two crazy blondes. One half of the warring lesbians. The other one, they were all drinking tequila. And I was like, oh my. And my friend, she was okay after the drive, but she almost ran over a guy with one arm. This old man. I go, will you watch it? Right? She couldn't see in back. I'm like, there's an old guy. Could have killed him right in front of his wife. Anyway, that study was published in the JAMA Network. Open. I'll tell you, crazy, because I'm 60 now. You think I want this kind of craziness? Maybe I do. Maybe I like and thrive on chaos like Trump. So they studied 89,000 in the UK. 56% had a higher chance of heart failure with the damn lights on. What, like if you have your TV on or your phone? What is it? 47% are more likely to have a heart attack. Jeez, that's a high rate. So they even factored in like exercise, diet, genetics, sleep habits. That's not good. Maybe my sister's always right about everything. She's got this bright red mask. It's frightening. It's frightening. Did you hear Kim Kardashian has a brain aneurysm? Yeah, I have a friend that's a doctor. He was dating a woman that had that. And she could blow at any time. It could go off at any time and kill you. And the doctor told her, stress was the cause. I think stress can cause cancer, everything. It's the worst. Okay. I was arguing with my former manager about how games can be fixed. I'm Italian. You think I don't know this stuff? Like betting. Anywhere where big money's involved and people, you don't think people can be bribed? Are you crazy? That poker game. Chauncey Billups, I remember him. Wasn't he with the Pistons? He's a former, I think he played with the Pistons, I'm pretty sure. And he's a coach. There's like 31 guys that have been indicted. They rigged the poker games. They have these x-ray machines under the tables that could read cards face down. Gambling, you don't win anyway, but that's making sure of it. That, of course, the mafia involved. Of course it is. What's his name? Terry Razier, faking an injury, hobbling off the field, shaving points. It's not news to me, but my friend's like, they don't do that. What are you, crazy? And then he tells me you were right 2 days later. I'm always right. I tell you, they're like, the players are in bed with the mob. Don't you think if someone offers somebody thousands and thousands of dollars, most people will sell their own mother for a price. So yeah, I get it. So they bilked these players out of $7 million. How about don't gamble? How about that? $7 million at the No Kings rally, which, if you're on the other side, they say it's AI. They live in Jonestown, these guys. It's so funny. So funny. So Trump is into AI now. He posted a picture of himself with a crown on his head because he's king, dropping feces from an airplane on the protesters. He calls them whack jobs, and they were calling him Hamas. like Mike Johnson, Hamas, and Caroline Levitt, who should wear her cross upside down. She said they're terrorists. Oh yeah, I'm a terrorist. I didn't, protest, but I knew people that did. They're not terrorists. They're hardworking people. Just because you're on the other side doesn't mean you're an evil person. Maybe on the right. No, I'm just kidding. Some of my best friends are Trump supporters. Yeah, that's what my friend was telling me last night because she likes Trump. She goes, that's what I like about you because you can listen to both sides. Yeah, I know, but I still think you're crazy. Yeah, all Trump cares about is his stupid $250 million ballroom, which he says is private donations, which means we're going to pay for it. Are you kidding me? How much is he paying? So who's going to pay? His large donors? So Bezos, he owns the Washington Post. He's like, oh, it's okay that he's putting up this ballroom. It's okay. So of course he's buying people to have favorable coverage. This isn't like rocket science, guys. And he says he's turned on by the sound of the demolition. He likes chaos. I don't like any kind of like noise. I'll tell you what, where was I? I think I was in Connecticut working, and guys were hammering, and that damn robot was like whistling. I can't take it. I can't take it. It was driving me nuts. I mean, I'm good at like, putting out noises and stuff, but like sometimes it's just like if you're not in a great mood or if you're not getting treated right, it gets to you. So what else is going on? They did a study on film preferences now that Halloween's near. And every day watching scary movies, every day. I love horror movies. My parents got me into that when I was a kid. It was published in Curious. People choose entertainment that matches their values. What does that mean? I like to stab people? And how they look at life. That it's horror? I don't know. But romantic? No, I'm not a romantic person. I don't really like... But I'm romantic! I'm actually romantic, as Taylor Swift would say. Yeah, people like romantic movies are agreeable. People that are open, like sci-fi and mystery. Adventure movies, you're outgoing. That makes sense. If you like drama, you're neurotic. That makes sense. Comedy, nothing. I guess there's no meaning. But horror, you're agreeable, conscientious, an extrovert, less emotionally reactive. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm kind of emotional. Taylor Swift spoke to BBC Radio on how she avoids the media. This is kind of funny. So presenter Scott Mills asked her what her best quality was, like if she was a spy. And she said, quote, I think the entering and exiting building without being seen. Just put me in a garbage cart. Or no, garbage can, she said. Roll me, I don't care. She was nominated for Songwriters Hall of Fame next year. She will be the second youngest person to be inducted. She is a good songwriter. Of course, The Fate of Ophelia, #1 still. Reviews on her new album are mixed. I love it. I love it. It makes me happy. And then she says, honestly, I can fit in like a purse. Sometimes I just can't deal with it, like the media coverage. And in those times I won't deal with it. I'm just digging tunnels under every building I go into, airlifting through the skylight. She's the most scrutinized person. Well, maybe Trump is. The world has gone mad because Bernie Sanders referred to Marjorie Taylor Greene as one of the good Republicans. I don't know if I should start smoking crack or what. New dating trend, guys, called throning. Throning. So it's dating someone to raise your social status. It used to be shrekking when you date down, in hopes that they'll treat you better if you date some ugly guy or woman. A TikToker said, if a person is focused on your status and changes when you're in public than in private, well, yeah, I mean, how can you not know when someone likes you and when they don't? I always knew like when people didn't love me when I dated them. And, my last one I knew did, but she just ran for the hills. But anyway, that's evidence of throning. No one's going to date me because, well, I am the queen. You never know. They want no emotional connection. How about sex? Can I just get that? Nothing new. Nothing new. Isn't that like a gold digger? But not really going for money, but going for status. Boy, people are out of their minds. What is going on? So I guess the difference is right. They just want more followers. I don't care about that. I want people to like me. But I realized when I was in radio, when I had my show, people that didn't like me still would listen to me. So I don't care. Just watch the show. All right. And subscribe for free. I'm not charging anything. All right. You cheapies. Okay. that insurrectionist from January 6th that Trump just pardoned, he was arrested for trying to maybe kill Hakeem Jeffries. He's like posting it. Why do they even say it? Like, I'm going to kill Hakeem Jeffries, you know? You wonder why Hillary calls you the deplorables. They should start a music group called the Deplorables. A reporter asked Caroline Upside Down Cross Levitt why have a meeting in Budapest, and she said, he asked who suggested it, and she said, your mother. Didn't that go out in the 70s? Your mama, the 80s? I don't know. Damien! Oh my God, my neighbors are going to think I'm crazy. Trump nominated a Nazi for White House Office of Special Counsel. The guy said he has a Nazi streak. No big deal. Just match the others. I heard this in Politico. Paul Ingracia, sounds Italian, 30 years old. He's anti-Semitic, hates black people, and yes, a racist. In a text chat, he bragged he has a Nazi streak. He said we should make Martin Luther King Day, the holiday should be, quote, what? It would be, what? I can't read it. It should be getting into the seventh circle of hell. Yes, okay. He's not fond of Martin Luther King Day, but okay. Why do you care? Like, why don't you just go through Martin Luther King Day as any other day? You don't like him? Why are people so messed up? He said white men were the most capable leaders. Oh, yeah, we can see that. They're great. Kamala, did you hear she might run again for president? I'm not done. Yes, you are. Why can't we get somebody good? I mean, white men are the most capable leaders. Mussolini, Hitler, Stalin, really? I mean, you're stupid. I don't know. So Hakeem was telling Trump, get off the golf course. Yeah, like my health care is going to jump so much. It's scary. But you know what? I don't want them to cave. And more Democrats are starting to crack. They better do something about SNAP benefits because they're going to go up like in a minute, maybe next week. Trump's pulling Putin's pants down again. Met with Zelensky. Remember, he wanted Tomahawk missiles. So now Trump says, well, maybe you got to give him some land. I don't think so. Don't do it. Zelensky's not going to give in. Would Donald give up Mar-a-Lago? I mean, give me a break. I can't deal with this. Every time Putin calls him, he melts like a girl. In Newsweek, Trump said Social Security and Medicare are going to be gone. You know what? I'm not counting on it. I know Project 2025. I know that's next. I really don't have any. I'm kind of numb at this point. Everything he's done, I'm kind of numb. I want to get through. And you know what? He's not leaving. I guess Bannon is starting all this like Trump 2028. Like he's not leaving. Everybody's like, what are you, crazy? They're asking me if I'm nuts. I mean, really, guys, does he look like he's leaving, knocking down the East Wing? That's not, it's our house. It's our damn house. And in response to, he asked Dems for feedback on the funding bills and said, one said it means death. And Trump said there's nothing about death. He's a goofball. There's a death because they're going to lose Medicaid already. They're going to lose Social Security. They're going to lose Medicare, meaning your supporters, Donald Trump. All those are going to be gone. I'm going to be working until I'm like crawling with a cane in one of those scooters in the warehouse clubs. I mean, the whole country, it's going to shit. I'm sorry. But I don't even want to talk about this. It's too depressing. Yeah, healthcare premiums are going to rise through the roof. They just said I'm not getting any help, which I already know. I make too much money. The threshold is like 62 grand. And to really jump that high should be against the law. It should be against the law. You shouldn't be able to jump $500 a month. That's like, they did a graph on, in mine, it would be like $9,000. They said people 60 and up. So that's me. Because, it's more expensive to cover an old person, Think about it. We get more stuff. So, $9,000. I guess I got to get another job. Younger people are going to drop right out. They don't care. But young people get sick too. So, what's going to happen if there's no people, like if you don't have health care and you have no doctors, whatever. I got to just stay just because all my pills. You go to the hospital, the ER, and that's going to take you 14 hours to get seen. They can have you throwing up and waiting for a room. Who cares? And then it goes to us. We pay for that with higher premiums. So They said 27 million Americans uninsured today, which will rise in 2 months to 40 million. So that's kind of like where we were when Obama was president before the Affordable Care Act became law. It was like 44 million, I think. 44 million Americans were uninsured, which means we're going to go down as a society. That's what it means. So, I'll tell you, like, what are we paying for anyway? We don't have better outcomes with health insurance. We're paying for what? You know what I did last Monday? I got a mammogram and I went to the gyno. Jeez, man. That's the most action I've had down there in a long time. It's like I said, yeah, you're my girlfriend. I said to my gyno. So, insurance companies are making really good profits. See, I don't think they should profit with sick people. I got a thing with that. Nursing homes should not be for profit. I don't care. I just think that I know it's a lot of money, but we should just have some kind of universal, and I hate to say this because Canada, you have to wait 5 years for a colonoscopy, but I don't think it should be left to greedy corporate insurance companies, CEOs getting all that money because they're, saving money for their shareholders. I don't think it should be about that, In 2022, healthcare corporations diverted 26 trillion. It was either I can't read, 26 or 2.6. There's a dot in there. Away from taking care of patients, of course, to paying shareholders. What did I just say? I didn't even know this. Of course, insurance companies pay a lot of marketing because I know look at Taylor Swift, how she markets. She's brilliant. And I do that for a living. So I know how important marketing is. It's like almost the whole business. Almost a third of Americans spend on healthcare, the money. Almost a third of the money Americans spend on healthcare goes for administrative costs. That's twice as much for Canada, right? But still, they're not. I don't think we should be like them either. I'm not waiting 5 years for a colonoscopy. Although, so, okay, so people are going to be retiring in droves, burnt out. GPs are retiring and, because they don't make a lot of money. What do they see? 75 patients a day and they don't make a lot. And you notice I had like, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the past 5 years retire on me. And everybody wants to do colonoscopies. It's like, it's a specialist kind of healthcare system where everybody wants to do hip replacements because that's where the money is, That's where all the profits are. Okay. Oh, one more. What? Okay, so the doctors were saying, Dr. Woolhandler and Dr. Himmelstein wrote an article, and they were lecturers at Harvard Medical School, and they were saying how to make it better. Going to a one-party system where that you can just pay a single-payer system, which would help, bring down insurance costs. I don't know. I don't have an answer for this, so I don't know. But I know that raising my premiums $500 a month isn't going to help. Because if I was 20 years old, I might opt out of getting insurance. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to come up with $500 more a month. Less shirts. I just ordered a Taylor Swift, Merry Swiftmas for my ugly sweater party that I go to, which I don't even wear them after that party. So it's like I wanted to get something that I wear again. So I can't stand ugly sweaters, but I gotta go because she's the one who took me to Stevie Nicks. I can't say I'm not going. All right, guys, I'm done, and I'm a little hyper right now. I'm gonna go watch football and put on another Stevie Nicks shirt. Go see her if you get a chance. Love you. Bye.